re-intensify this corner a little. Did I have something else on there? Lord. I think I might have. Hey everybody, welcome back to Pavonine Studios, Beauty and Art. Today I thought I would just revisit a palette that I recently got, and I've only worn it one time, and so I thought I would play with it again, and I thought I'd do it on camera and upload this as a second look. I'm talking about the Natasha Denona Triochrome palette, and this is what she looks like. Sorry, that's blinding for you. And I think I'm gonna do kind of a, what do I want to do? Do I want to do like a purple and green thing? I don't know. I'm just gonna start putting stuff on my eyes, and we'll see where this look goes. But I did want to play with this a little bit more because I haven't really formed like a full opinion on this palette. I will link the first look that I did, like the first impressions that I did, up above, and hopefully this will help me sort of cement my feelings about this palette, because this palette is really expensive. I got it on the Sephora VIB sale, so I did get 20% off, but nevertheless it's still like originally priced at $129, so even with 20% off, it's still $100. Thank you for joining me today. I invite you to subscribe to my channel if you like this kind of content, especially if you are a little bit older and you still like to play with color and play with makeup and push that envelope just a little bit. I'm going to scoot in a little bit and we're going to get going. I do have my eyes primed with the Natasha Denona primer. I'm still kind of on the hunt for like the perfect eye primer, and so far I haven't found it. All right, I am going to scoot in and we're going to get going. So first I'm going to dip into the color Vertex, and it's just kind of a flesh color, and normally I don't set my eye primer, and I'm not going to set it today either, but I am going to put this on just like on my brow bone, just so if I get some color up there that I don't like, it'll be a little bit easier, I hope, to blend or whisk away or something. So just a little bit, nothing fancy there. I am going to take a kind of small fluffy brush, and I am going to go into the color Tungsten, which is sort of the medium shade purple in this palette, and we're just gonna kind of buff that into the crease here and slightly above it. So we're going to start small, and then we're going to expand upon this basic shape here. Okay, so that's a nice color. Purples can be hard. If you know anything about makeup at all, you know that purples can be a little bit difficult to formulate and to find like a really good purple color that doesn't end up patchy or just like blending away into nothing. And so far, so good. I am going to take a smaller brush, and I'm going to dip into the color Manganese, which is the darkest purple in this palette, and I am going to focus that on the outside corner of my eye. And I'm just going to place this first, and then I will go around the edges and blend. I'm going to take a clean brush, and I am going to go around the edges of this, especially this dark purple here, and just start to kind of move that out, blend that out, buff that out. And then I think I'm going to go into the shade Plutonium, and I am going to buff this out more, but with that color. And of course, if I need to, I will go back in and re-intensify that darkest purple. So just a little bit of this, nothing too crazy. That's really pretty color. Now I use the color flip in my first look, so I want to choose either Kinetic or Scarab from this palette for today's look. That could be very dramatic. Let's do Scarab, why not? So I'm just gonna take a small flat shader type of brush, just this little guy right here, and I'm gonna pick that color up. I am gonna spray this because I want it to be nice and intense and try to prevent as much fallout as I can. So we're gonna just spray it a little. I don't hardly have any Fix Plus left, so this may be a challenge. I do have the liquid version of this, which is real nice. But I wanted to play with the colors in this palette as opposed to pulling that in. So I am taking this just a little bit above my crease because when I open my eyes, I want to be able to see a little bit of this, plus things usually transfer up there anyway because of the shape of my eyes. It's really pretty. Purple and green. Who can say no to that, right? I'm going to go ahead and pick that dark purple manganese back up on a little brush. So I'm just going to re-intensify this purple a little bit and pat it over where that green and that purple meet so that we get a halfway decent gradient. I'm going to pick up, this is from BH Cosmetics, just because I feel like it's not blending quite the way I want to right here. I'm going to pick up a little bit of that tungsten color, just a tiniest little bit. I'm going to pick this color called Vert up, which is the matte light, not the lightest green, but a light green. And I'm just blending that right there, kind of in the, sort of in the inner corner. You can see where I'm blending it. It's kind of a nifty color. Nifty. Showing your age, Amy. I'm pretty happy with that. It would be fun to pick out the dark green in this and kind of do the reverse, do like a dark outer green, a dark green outer corner, and then do like one of the purple colors on the lid. That would be fun. Maybe I'll do that next, maybe tomorrow. I mentioned this, I don't know, it's been a couple of weeks ago that I picked up the Syrah liquid liner at Costco. And I used it when I first got it, but then I kind of forgot about it, and then I couldn't find it. So I found it. We're going to use that today for my wing, but for right now, I'm just going to go ahead and do my top lash line with this. And I think I mentioned that the last time I used this, that there was a little bit of fallout from especially the dark colors. All right. This is an expensive liner. I'm not entirely certain as to why. I mean, it's nice enough, but I feel like there are drugstore ones that are just as good, at least in my mind. Okay, so I am going to step away for a minute When I come back, I will have done my lashes and the rest of my face. I'll share what I put on my face, and we'll kind of sort of just talk a few more points about this palette and see how much more on board I am given the second look that I've done. I want to get my money's worth out of this palette because, like I say, it's pretty expensive, and it is pretty. It's a lighter and more pastel type of palette than I normally lean towards, and I probably would not have bought it at all if it didn't have those two darker colors in it to deepen things up a little bit. Okay guys, I will be right back. Okay, I am back and I've got the rest of my face on. Let me share real quick what I put on my face. I used the Estee Lauder Futurist Hydra Rescue foundation today in the shade 1 and 2 Ecru. For my bronzer, I used the Butter Bronzer, and this is the color Sunkissed. I know the Butter Bronzer is like a favorite with a lot of people. I don't actually like it that much. I have 2 or 3 of them, and they're okay, but you know, they're not my favorite. For my blush, I went in with the HourGlass Ambient Lighting Palette, and I used this color right here. And this is a pretty palette. This is the Ghost Edition, so this was last year's holiday release. For my highlighter, I went in with Benefit Tickle, which is definitely one of my favorite highlighters of all time. And for the palette, I like this palette really a lot. I'm quite pleased with the way my eye look turned out today. I did go in on the bottom with the color Vert, which is the one that I put up here, and then I went along that with the color Scrap, which is the dark sort of grungy greenish brown color in this palette. So I still like this palette, and I'm pleased with the way my look turned out today. I'm not sorry that I have this palette. It's hard to justify, you know, the $100 plus price tag of an eyeshadow palette. I don't care who makes it. Natasha Denona shadow formulas are pretty nice, especially the mattes. So I'm looking forward to playing with this some more. I don't necessarily think that a person needs this palette, but if you're a collector like I am, or you just like lots of eyeshadow palettes like I do, then you know you're probably not going to be sorry that you purchased it. Just pay attention to what colors are in it and really decide if those are colors that you need in your collection or not. And I definitely didn't need this, but I only have one other Natasha Denona palette. I have the Metropolis palette. I think I have one of her little mini ones. And so because everybody goes crazy over her palettes and her formula and stuff, and especially like the last two, which were more neutral palettes, and I really don't need another neutral palette, so I skipped out on those, at least for now. But I just want to see what all the buzz is about and see if it's actually genuinely worth the palette. I definitely think you can buy pretty palettes that are just as good for a smaller price tag. Check out indie brands especially, because they do a fantastic job. I am going to leave it there for today. Thanks so much for joining me for today's video. I had fun. I had fun playing with this palette. If you're interested in my earrings today, I did film an earring haul video from the rack, and that will go up either right before or right after this video, and so if I can, I will definitely link it in the card above. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate your time here. I gotta get out of here and go meet a friend for coffee before they shut everything down like they did in March. And be careful out there. Use your common sense. And I know that 2020 has been extremely strange, but we're all gonna make it. We are. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Ring that bell so that you are notified whenever I upload a new video, which is several times a week. Until next time, bye guys.